I always feel like I've been here before.
That is a great song by an old, obscure band. If anybody can figure out who that is, well, I'll send you a shirt. The name of the band is called Heads Up. They were around early 90s, 89, 90, New York. They were anti-drug, but boy, they played some good stuff. Heads Up is the name of that band. Heads Up Duke. Mysterio, divorce on men and women have different consequences and outcomes. Like women sort of don't care. I like how you phrase that. A lot of women don't care about divorce. They don't care about breaking up families, relationships, throwing 20 years down the drain. We have to accept it. That's how they think. Gerald Montagna, good to see you, and all the other eyeballs watching. 92 degrees in Salt Lake City. And we got a good one for you today. Joseph Hoffman, good to see you. Hope you're doing well with that new baby. Maybe not so new, but, our wishes to you, happiness and bliss. So if they feel it, it's reality. There you go. So I had a very interesting conversation with the tattoo owner of a nice tattoo parlor from downtown. And he's about 90% tatted up, all the way up to his neck. But he started when he was a youngster, like 14, opened his own place. He's a couple years younger than me, but he's been doing tattoos for like 30 plus years. Solid place. I won't tell you what it is, but it's a pretty popular place downtown, a lot of people. And I ran into him at watching a game, and I just started chatting with the guy. We talked about everything. One of my questions from him was, how much money have you tattooed on yourself? And I didn't know he was an owner at the time. He's like, I'm an owner. So me and my other buddy, who's also an owner, we tattoo each other for free, whatever. But if I had to guess, over the last 25, 30 years, I would have spent $300,000 on these tattoos. He says, I've had to do a lot of them over just because ink fades, skin is elastic and moves and changes based on weight and so forth. And he gave me the ins and outs of tattooing. Now, as everybody knows, I have 0 tattoos. I'm not against them. I just don't really need them on me. Just never had the desire, but those that do, great. I think men with tattoos, if they're well done, I think they can look quite well. So we got to chatting about everything under the sun, from how it became so popular. Apparently, when he got into tattooing, it wasn't as popular back in the 90s. It's become gnarly crazy with all of the reality TV shows, Tattooed Inc., all the TLC shows and so forth. Appreciate you being here. And just how it gotten, it's basically gone mainstream, like cell phones. Metal Gear, good to see you, brother. Timothy Sokol, all the way from San Pedro. Well said. To me, they're red flags. Watch out for ghetto ladies. My ghetto lady sister assaulted blank and ruined my left. Jeez. Be careful, brother. So we were talking about everything. What's the most classic tattoos? We talked about, remember the old tattoo around the guys, the barbed wire, the tramp stamps. We talked about the trends of tattooing, where they're going, the Roman numerals, Japanese, Chinese, everything under the sun. Great. It was a wonderful hour discussion about everything. Dan Patrick, what's up to you, brother? Watch out, boys. She'll chew you up. Daryl Hall for 300. Travis, good to see you. I'm 14 water fasting. Good for you, brother. Dude, that's once you get past that 36 hours, it's smooth sailing. Congrats to Travis. Salt and water. Keep going as long as you can. I know Dak went for at least, I think he hit a week. Good for you. Go as long as you can. That's significant right there, brother. I mean, if you need to take a break, take a couple-day break and get back into it. Mysterio from Winnipeg. I don't need tattoos or piercings, just shaved head and face. There you go. Alucard, a flock of bats enter the room and takes human form and says, you summon needs. Forged and quenched in darkness. There you go. I'm a sword of chaotic might. There you go. So we got to talking more, and I said, there's obviously in the last 30, 40 years, there's been an uptick of women getting tattoos. He goes, absolutely. And he's giving me the whole runaround. They have to sign a disclosure form that removes guilt or potential issues from the parlor. They have to know exactly what they're doing. They can't come in drunk. They can't come in on drugs. They have to have, if they're under 18, they need some sort of parent. Apparently you can get a tattoo if the parent says, okay, whatever. I'm against that. I think no parent should be signing off for that, but that's me. And so we started talking about women in tattoos. And I said, what's your take on women in tattoos? He said, you know what? I'm not opposed to them. He goes, that's a big chunk of my money. I make a lot of money off women. And he said, I make a lot of money off dumb women. So I said, well, what are your thoughts? An 18-year-old just graduates from high school. She's ready to hit the streets and be independent. And she comes in and she wants, a little tulip or a little martini glass on her ankle. What do you say? He goes, I try to talk him out of it. I go, that's interesting. Why would you do that? John Markell, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Oh, you're Chaos. Gotcha. All right, Chaos. I thought you were. Gravedigger, good to see you. Not very long ago, a tattoo was earned. Now strippers have full leg. Yeah, we'll get in that in a second, Timothy. But he says, I try to talk him out of it. I go, why? He goes, because I know it's an emotional decision, and I know that they'll probably regret it within a week. The newness will wear off. The nostalgia, the show off to your friends will wear off, and they'll be stuck with something permanent. I said, okay, I get that. A lot of women make decisions, and some men on stupid emotions. My son got a tattoo, and he's getting it removed a few years back. He's 24. He got it, I think, when he was 20. He's getting it removed. He's like, Dad, that was a dumb decision. I go, well, you know what? Every time you think and make a decision, remember that tattoo. And hopefully that'll steer you in the right way. He's a great kid, but a couple of his friends were getting stupid tattoos. He got one. And so he's paying to get it removed. Tattoos belong on guys, not girls. Well said. Maybe one tramp stamp, but not a whole arm, sleeve, or leg. So the second thing he said was not only the regret. The second thing he said, you know what? Here's the deal. A woman that gets a tattoo, her skin is much, much thinner than a man's skin. And so that tattoo will change color and shape very quickly. And a lot of these women come back within 12 months to 24 months, and the tattoo has shifted. It's changed. The color's faded. And they think that I did a bad job because, but the reality is the ink is not as well adapted to a woman's skin than a man's skin. A man's skin is thicker. Look it up. It's biology. Right? So that's interesting. So you want to push them away out of that based on those two factors, regret and eventually. And I said, do you tell that to those girls that their skin is thinner and it's going to, and show them pictures? She goes, absolutely. But they're so convinced that they're going to be so cool with it and guys will like them and they'll be so popular that they still get them. Let's see what we got here. Gravedigger, I had an ex. She had a tiny hummingbird tat. I didn't think anything at the time, but later found out she was the embodiment of psychopathy. No matter how little or big, it's all their trauma. Well said. That's another thing we'll get in. Europe, good to see you, brother. No tats, fats, or brats. Roland says tattoos are cool art, but not my thing. I've seen some really cool tattoos. Even portrait tattoos I think are cool. I wouldn't do it for myself. I just know over time it would change and so forth. But I'm not opposed to men getting them. And in fact, if a woman has like a foot tattoo on the side that's kind of I'm still not down with it, but I would rather take that over some tramp stamp or some stupid misplaced tattoo. And most of these tattoos are misplaced, which gets me into the next point. I said, why do these women come in and there's tattoos that are misplaced all over their body? There's a rose on the top of their breast. There's a little Minnie Mouse on their forearm. There's a weird fern on the back of her leg. It just doesn't look good. I said, do you try to tell these women how to place tattoos strategically so it comes off a little bit better looking? He goes, absolutely. Because I try to tell them the positioning and where to put it, put the tattoo. They've got real estate, only so much on a body. I tell them what would look better for their body shape, body size, but they don't listen to him. Obviously, he's the owner of 30 plus years. He's fully tatted. He's trying to give advice to a woman. They don't care. YouTube is demanding government ID. Interesting. Schopenhauer knew this 200 years ago, says Mr. Nick Vincent from the UK. Why wasn't it taught? We know why. Do tattoo parlor owners make? I think he makes pretty good money. That's all he does. I would say, what's the going rate of a tattoo? $75 to $100 an hour, maybe? I have 5 tattoos, never plan to get more. Attaboy. Red Brick, good to see you. Tattoos equals trauma equals karma equals drama. And we'll get into that. One Mighty and Strong from the East Coast, brother, good to see you. Women get stupid sheep mentality. If everyone is doing it, it's called cool because their feelings. It's the hive mentality. It's what it is, Europe. Well said. I'm describing your sister. These hoes like tattoos because most of them cut themselves, human mutilation. They like paint. Yes, we'll get into that. And that's the next point. Tattoos are graffiti on the body. So apparently this tattoo artist doesn't like doing these young women. He says he doesn't mind women over like 28 but he says a lot of the women over 28 still have the same mentality. So he talks about regret. He talks about the body, the female body versus the male body. The ability for skin to absorb the ink and look good over time is not there. So they come in retouching them up, getting upset. Again, where's the quality of the E in front? Right? If we're all quality with E or qual with E, we're not. Men and women are different. Bookshelf, tattoos are graffiti on the body. Good to see you, brother. Never got a tattoo, never will. Warriors in history gotten sick tattoos. Those were the guys that got tattoos back in the day. Warriors. And as Timothy said, they were probably earned. Tattoos mean she got money left to cover her bills, but she's going out with 5 guys to get free meals. The foodie to the booty. Nick says they do say it's a sign of mental illness. I'd like to be decked in body ink as long as I'm a guy. My nephew, he's tatted all the way to his neck. Kid looks, I think it looks good on him. Now, down the road when he's 50 to 60, is it still going to look that good? I don't know if he takes care of himself, maybe, but that shit ages. You have, as the tattoo owner said, he has to keep getting touched up. It's not a forever thing. And to touch him up costs more money. Well said, Grave. It definitely shows us the potential dangers, just like poisonous animals. So the last thing he said, and I said, so let me ask you this. Again, nice guy, had a great probably one of the best conversations I've had in probably 10 years. Learning about his business, learning about, this guy is a psychologist. He talked about different tattoos, what they mean, kind of the red flags of tattoos. He tries to steer women out of really whacked out tattoos, devilish tattoos, snake type tattoos, anything that does not look, any demonic tattoos. He doesn't like doing tarantula, spider tattoo, just anything that looks like Halloween, he tries to steer away from. And I said, why do you do that? He goes, because they're going to regret it. He says, you'd be surprised what a tattoo will do for their psyche. Not the trauma. We're not going to talk. He goes, their psyche. A woman that's, let's just say she gets her first tattoo, it's a spider or it's a black widow. That psychology of having a black widow inked on your arm knocks her down 3 or 4 stages to less. She becomes more negative. She becomes more demonic in certain ways, more material, just it doesn't do good. And we're not talking trauma. We're just talking the effects of what that picture, looking over it over every single day, does to you. The guy, it was brilliant. He's telling me, I try to get these women to get like a flower patch, maybe some Indian guru type Maharishi stuff, something that is meaningful, their name in Roman numerals, something that, they don't look at and get all depressed at. They have to be maintained like a car. Well said, brother. I have 3 tattoos, but they're covered with a short sleeve. Well, we're not talking they're bad for guys are fine, right? The reality of what tattoos are doing. So he's giving me this whole overview. What snakes do to these women. He says, he was telling me about a gal he did. She was 21. She came in and got a snake on her leg. It was going up the back of her leg. He's like, she's going to regret it. But she insisted. She paid the fee. She's what she wanted. He tried to knock her back 3 or 4 times. You know what? Maybe we should. This is not a good look for you. And he's very good. He picks his customers. So he finally does it. And this is when he first opened up. She came back again. He said her personality was like she shifted into this dark world. She became darker. She started wearing darker eyelashes, darker eyeshadow, blacker hair. She just became darker. And I go, well, what was she like before? She was bubbly. She looked blonde. She looked like she was a cheerleader, whatever, just a normal vanilla girl. He says, I have seen the progression of what tattoos will do to someone's psyche. And the final question I asked of him, living in peace is a blessing. Well said. FJT, good to see our brother. I graduated high school. I dated my best friend I met at school. Told her I don't want a relationship. She decided to surprise me by getting a tattoo of my name. FJT, the in-chat Giga Chat. Good to see you, brother. No surprise. So the last thing I said, okay, we talked about regret, skin flexibility, the misplacement of tattoos, and why tattoos should be placed well. And they should listen to a tattoo artist on where to put a tattoo, not I want this tattoo on my wrist, so I want people to see it. Or finger tattoos, just really bizarre shit. And he talks to them. He also says he talks to them about their working environment, what they do for work, why they wouldn't want to have tattoos on their hands if they're in medical. People still, even though it's more mainstream, people still get a little freaked out if a nurse is poking you with a needle and she's tatted all over her hands and forearms. Sorry. I see a tattoo on hands and fingers. I'm like, I'm out. You stay away. There's something about it. I just don't like it. And the 4th thing was the psyche. The images of that somebody puts on their skin gets to their head. Okay. So somebody becomes darker, more demonic. Well, let's not use the word demonic. Just more downtrodden, more negative, Okay. And the fifth thing was trauma. I actually got into this. I said, do you see a lot of women? Now, again, this was a while back that I was still doing red pill content. And I said, do you see women that deal with significant daddy issues with tattoos? He says 95% of his clientele are women that are struggling with a lack of father, a divorce. The dad beat up the mom, the dad left, the mom divorced the dad, something to do with the breakdown of a family is a lot of the reasons these women come, because he asks them while they're on their tattoo. I mean, he's spending 2 to 4 hours with these women on a chair. Tell me about your home life. This guy's a psychologist. I would say outside of a divorce lawyer, a tattoo artist probably has more insight into women and men. We didn't get into men, but I just, he says men will listen to them about tattoos. They'll listen to them for placement. They have better body composition for the ink. And that he also steers them away from demonic shit too. Skulls and crazy shit like that, burning skulls, devil horns, crap like that. And so it was quite interesting, his perspective on women. And I said, so if you had a decision and you could decide, and obviously he can't discriminate against an 18-year-old, right? But some significant nuggets of truth coming from him. A lot of these women have trauma, bad trauma. They continue to use the pain from the ink, from the needle, to give them a hit of, calmness. I guess it's calming to them. If they want pain to soothe the pain, apparently the pain equals each other out, and there's some sort of calm that comes from it. I don't know. Maybe it just relieves their anxiety for a week. But he says a lot of these women are definitely damaged from a family issue. And I said, my final question to him was, if you think that, let's just say there was no divorce, like there was no fault divorce. If the family unit was as powerful like in the 40s and 50s and today, do you think you'd see a lot of women with tattoos? And he said, no. And I said, why do you say that? And he said exactly what we always talk about. Because the girl that respects her father will not displease her father for the most part. So, taking it from a tattoo artist, a parlor owner, here's a man that just told me everything we've discussed about female nature and why they do the hive mind. He said that he would do tattoos on 3 girls that come in right after high school graduation, right after they turn 21. They get really whacked out tattoos together. He sees it all the time, names of people. And I asked him, those are the 5 questions I had asked him, but I asked him a couple, in between questions. I said, what's the deal with the names? You get married. I go, what do you see? Are you covering up those names, 2 years later after they break up? He goes, all the time. He says, I never tell someone to get a name of a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, or a husband on their body. I said, why do you think that is? He goes, it's an omen. It basically, every time we do it, every time we tattoo someone's name, we have to, 99% of the time, they remove them or they cover them up. He says, it's like a sign that you do that, it's like over. I guess it'd be the same as if you're living with a woman for 5 years and you marry her, you're divorced within 4 months after that marriage. I mean, it's like a telltale sign that it's not going to go right. That people do it based on emotions and dopamine and serotonin. Oh my gosh, I got his name. I'm his. Then 6 weeks later, she digs up the past and then they break up, right? So there you go. That was a very, very good conversation. I really enjoyed it. Learned a lot. I had no idea. I knew about the skin issues. I knew about the misplacement. I knew about the trauma, but I didn't really put it together that these tattoos of suspicious origin, the tarantulas, the bats, the whacked out Jezebel type tattoos, what it does to women's psyche. I mean, that shit's real. You get 2 snakes going down your back. You know there's snakes on your back. What do you think that does to someone's psyche? Right? The guys got barbed wire back in the day. Do you think it did something for them to think that they were tough and everything? I'm sure there was some sort of toughness that came out of it, but not good on that side. So I don't have any tattoos. My oldest daughter, who I haven't talked to for over 2 years, she's got really weird misplaced tattoos. Ugly looking ones. Just, following the trend. So I'm not saying not to get them or to get them. I'm saying that it is very interesting. All right, we got a bunch of new comments, and for some reason, it was not loading. We got Bill in the chat. Ever seen Troll 2? No, I have not, Bill. Who else we got? Roll-on tattoos definitely require maintenance. Well said. JC from Texas, good to see you. Neck and face tattoos are usually a sign of heavy mental illness. Well said. We didn't get in that discussion, but obviously trauma is probably mental, right? The only tats I like are the temporary ones. Yeah, get a henna tat. Wear off in 2 weeks. What you're saying happened to me. I banged a redhead pog in Germany. She got a tattoo from a princess that lives in the ocean, and she said to me, you can be happy. I'm a goddess. There you go. 60-year-old elders with billboard bodies. What a future we live in. Well said, Mr. Dan. Back in the day, tattoos meant rebellion, but now it's cookie cutter. Well said. My dad would say, good to see Outlaw in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Sub out to his channel, folks. My dad would say, when I was in high school, women with tattoos worked down at Mary's. And Mary's was a place where all the sailors came when they docked into Portland. Agreed now that having tats is being different. Not having tats. Well said. This tattoo parlor guy actually tell these fee-hoes that wanted the snake on the leg, she's going to, yeah, he told me. And I believe the guy. I mean, he's pretty hardcore. He was telling them, don't do this. They don't listen to him. I think she got demons in her. If she is changing 360, maybe she has a devil blank. Probably. I have a small birthmark on the upside of my forearm. That's enough permanent marking for me. Attaboy. Most men underrate the risk to get blank only by kissing. If you and her got a small injury, geez, be careful out there. She has there you go. And what is her psyche like, Joseph? A devil face. Tats on a chick to signal poor decision and impulsiveness. Well said. If I had a daughter, I'd never let her get a tattoo. I tried to stop it, Gravedigger, on mine. Timmy Kramer, return the diamond ring and don't get married. Good to see our brother. The forever bachelor, Timothy Kramer. My mom was harder on her than my father. He didn't want to push her away. Of course. 95% of people that I know made tattoos on their body because something happened in their life. Yeah. I mean, to mark your life up, at least my son's getting his removed. I mean, more power to him. Pain is our badge of honor, not theirs. Metal Gear. Yeah, a lot of people get them to look cool, right? Whatever. Stop being abusive. I'm not abusive. Gone with John. Good to see our brother. Gone with John. Good to see you, man. Putting out some good content, Mr. Gone with John. Tattoo means she is abused and sold. Could be. The mark of the blank. And if you go through with it, use some numbing cream, says Metal Gear. Who? Good to see you. Tattoo, not the guy. Not the guy on Fantasy Eye. And Hemi, the trend I'm seeing is Arabic script tattoos. There you go. Mental illness is worldwide, 90% becoming normal. I know a lot of women and men that take pills. Yep, a lot of them do. Stay away from big pharma, folks. JC, tatting name sounds familiar to boob jobs. When a married woman gets a boob job, divorce yep, I agree with that 100%. Every woman I know that was married divorced their husbands after a boob job. I got the tattoo of a rad forehead tattoo. Forehead is a big, anything on the face. Anything on the face. The Rev in the chat. Good to see brother Rev. He knows a thing or two about these gorditas getting tattoos. Men in the chat have ultimate wisdom. Rad is the man. That's funny. I'm the man on the mountain bike. Man, I had no NG around too many carnies. There you go. These ladies are having questionable romantic relationship with these tattoo artists, ex-master. I would agree. I should have asked him about that. I didn't. I use, like men usually do, to deal with trauma. I do high adrenaline stuff. Yeah, deal with it. Do it. Just try to deal with it on your own, man. Do things that push you. Natural dopamine. Tats signify different meanings in both men and women. Well said. Crown tattoo means she has a pimp. Interesting. Timmy C should find a nice broken woman with a sleeve tattoo to marry. I got one for you, Rev. I'm just waiting for the OnlyFans QR code. There you go. I swear, Brother Rad, I'm now 40. I'm addicted to peace and nice food and positive people. Don't date women anymore. I don't have time for any more negative people. There you go. The word moist. What does that mean to you? The cake is moist, or does it mean something else? Will you be returning to regular streaming schedule? Just heard your PC was on the fritz. Oh, you're talking about Outlaw. Yeah, Outlaw's going live every day. I have no tattoos. I'm at peace. Glorious peace, says JC from Texas. Well said. Question, what does it mean if someone just makes a blanket statement of I need help, asking for a friend? I think that anyone that needs help needs to pick up a phone and call someone that'll listen, or go over where someone will listen. I think it's important. Even Chads like me must go through a job interview while dating. That's why I'm not dating anymore. Most of us, yeah. It's just so annoying at this point. It really is. Timothy says monks don't have these problems. Well said. Please help me. He was abusive. There's so many abusive men out there. You're abusive. I have not heard about weapons is that Josh Brolin? I'll have to check it out. Nothing more quarrelsome than a tattooed woman. She may be great in bed, but it's never. I've been with some women with tattoos. They're pretty damn good in bed, but they're whacked. You only want one throw with them and send them a happy smiley emoji after. Moist. There you go. FJT. Appreciate that, brother. FJT, one of the originals. FJT was the one that told me to go live back in 2019. FJT, so credit FJT. And check out his channel. Guy just got back just put up a video from Bali, learning all over the map. 31-year-old, 32-year-old young cat, living the true life. I feel more at peace sliding a go-kart in the rain than deal with women sometimes. At least you can get slippery when wet, right? Oldest daughter went in with ex on false accusation, now covered in ink. Oh, they should have, you know what? They should have a rule. Well, I don't even know if a rule would apply, but it should be 25. They should have like an age limit for tattoos. It should be like minimum 25. Like you can't vote until you're 18. You can't drink till you're 21. I mean, they should have like you can't get a tattoo till you're 25. But that probably wouldn't stop any woman or potentially men. I did want a tattoo when I was in my 20s. My female friend just got a second a year and was gunning for her divorce. I think there's something mental that goes on when you have ink in your skin. Now, there's also, I did research a little if there is some sort of connection between ink and going mental because of the ink in your skin. There are some studies that maybe qualify for it, but there's not enough information that ink does anything. I was thinking, is there some sort of correlation between that, or is it just the fact that it's done? And it makes just the permanency and the image does something. The best medicine for your emotion is motion. Well said. Your motion can change your emotion. That's why we say get up and move. If you're down and out and not feeling good, feeling down on yourself, maybe down on life, walk. Get up and just walk for an hour. Just start walking north, south, east, and west. Whatever you got to do. Please. But that's the reality, folks. That is the reality. So yeah, I like going to the pool. We have a pool where I live, and I see a lot of these young guys and women. It's like every woman under the age of 40 has tattoos. Very rare that they don't. And it's just, again, all misplaced, weird images. Just, they're still not attractive. A woman that's ugly that gets a tattoo is still ugly and still unattractive with a tattoo. Getting a baseball and blues tattoo for my dad on what would have, there you go. I mean, I think that's great. I always said if I had to get a tattoo, it'd be the three of my little three kids when they were all young. I got a picture of them. That's the only one I would do. And I put it right here, right on my arm. That's it. I just question the way chemicals enter the body, like hair dyes, tattoo, or piercings, or just the infection from them just seems like a big risk. Well said, who? LA has that parties all the time. Nothing smarter than alcohol and a jailhouse tattooist. There you go, Timothy. I spent 2 weeks in Bali at 31. Great memories and amazing healthy food. FJT just got back. In fact, he's got a video of it. Looks great. If you're sad, take some money in your pocket and date yourself. Life is too short for negative moments. Go out and eat a nice steak. Well said. Date yourself. Nick, surprised Pfizer and the others haven't promoted their own special tats. 100% compliance in women. I'm surprised too. An ugly woman has a tattoo. Now you have something else to not look at. Yes, it's not a dude magnet, woman. So you're told not to drink. You're told not to drink water out of plastic bottles because of the microplasticity, right? The microplastics that get in your DNA, your blood. You're told to not walk in the sun without putting cream on. You're not your sunscreen. You're told other things. Don't eat this, don't eat that. But yet, I'm curious if there's something in the ink, is that ink healthy? Do they make a healthy ink? I don't know. But just getting on the skin, I guess birthmarks are there, but is there something about tattooing the tattoo ink that could cause potential issues? I once had a Latina tatted up all over from Philly. Tattoos, not nice to look at, but they're super easy to slay. First day was in her bedroom. No dinners, no romantic dates. Attaboy. And your charm, FJT, probably had something to do with it. Tattoos are a warning label. Well said. When he is fat, he is called fat. And when she is fat, it's called body positivity. Quit body shaming them, Europe. It looks great. How long did it take you to get to Bali from the East Coast? Notice all the ED commercials are using young, pretty ladies. Drug companies targeting young men. And there's a lot of brainwashing and programming in television and music. Europe says the ink might be poison. Could be. Doctors can't always be right. If not, never right. Yeah. Get your vitamin D, stay indoors, or you'll get too healthy in the sun. My mom would say, anytime you guys are feeling sick, go stand in the sun. Vitamin D for the win, man. I take, 20,000 a day. Haven't been sick ever since I started upping it. Blue Creek from Alabama, brother. How are you? Good to see you. It's sad that there is no flip side for women seeking advice to bring peace to the man from the woman. Interesting, Mysterio. I wonder why that is. Slam, I can't stand him either. Fasting, yep. I just finished a 24. I did 4 fasts last week, 2 24s, a 48, and a 20. Today I did 24 from yesterday to today. So there you go. That's why we trust minimalism, says Metal Gear. There you go. Timmy's got no tats. I don't know. I don't think Timmy has tats. He's jacked for his age, though. 60 years old, doesn't take testosterone. He's jacked, bros. Living well. In Europe and worldwide, I've seen women want to get pregos by tourists so they can stay there to get a passport. Well said. Outline knew you were Alabama. You and John, too. JC Rad, when do you fast? Yes. Take all my supplements. Doesn't impact. Unless at 48, I didn't. I took them all. I took just the first day and I didn't do anything, just water. I wanted everything out. And then the next, after the 48, I took my supplements. They put them out in the sun. Yeah. Fasting, sun, and grounding, earthing, touching your feet to the earth, negative ions. Cleared out my storage unit, $130 saved. Don't they just keep raising the price on storage unit? Fasting is amazing and really cleans the system. It's my favorite, guys. I'm turning 53 this week, and I feel great. Yellow fellow Alabamian in the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban. Attaboy. Radical. Close to every woman I see now has an arm tattoo. You know Kat Von D, that tattoo? Apparently she's getting hers removed or something like that, or she's turned Christian. I have yet to see or experience a sprawling, tatted woman being peaceful and chill. Well said, Mysterio. They wanted hardcore feminism, and every action is a reaction and a consequence. Well said. Those tattoos are permanent, and you get them removed, and the skin is still messed up. Radical says, I'm always looking for the arm tattoos. Always look for what they are of. I'm going to start documenting what I see. There's always a Tinkerbell. There's always some weird fern on their boob, some angel wing, some eagle claw, a martini glass, a Winnie the Pooh. She hates men, but she is on dating. She doesn't want you to talk to her. Well, there's a lot of delusion out there. We don't hate women. We try to understand them. Even that's a stretch. As you say, Oregonian? I think JR may live about 3. I'm from Beaverton, Oregon. I grew up in Beaverton, and I went to Beaverton High School, Gravedigger. Moved to Utah when I was 41, 12 years ago. I couldn't handle the rain anymore. My parents still live in Beaverton. Because women so tough, they need a tat. Supplements help so far. Take some. They treated my acid reflux. Off my antidepressant. Those things made me slower. Yeah, not good. Not good. Butterfly, most popular tattoo. There you go. There's always a butterfly. Once I see a tattoo, I think she's ran through. I would agree with that statement. I'm not going to disagree with that. She got a Winnie the Pooh tattoo, but she is drinking milk daily now. You're a funny guy in Germany, Deutschland. Controlled studies have shown that people with various stickers and bumper stickers don't know if there is a correlation. Well, here's the deal. I mean, the old classic cliche, you going to put bumper stickers on a Ferrari? No. That's the problem. Well said, JC. Butterfly most popular. They don't stay around long before they're off. There you go. Bumper stickers, more aggressive drivers. Is there a correlation with tattoos? Probably. That's interesting. You know what? I think you're right, because every time I don't have any bumper stickers on my car, but I have seen people with bumper stickers. They're retarded when they drive. Kindred spirits. It's a small, Scotty lives in Beaverton. I think he's in a Loa or Tannisbourne area. There's a book called I Hate You, Please Don't Leave Me. I swear almost every woman is like that. The push-pull relationship. Well, relationships are challenging for everybody, men and women. It's as simple as that. There are no silver bullets. There are no special things to say or do. We just have two different operating systems. It's very difficult. Very difficult. It's like playing Call of Duty on a Commodore 64. You could probably get it to work, but it's going to be a horrible experience. It's going to piss you off. My experience, it doesn't matter anymore. Tattoos or not. 99.9% of women are ran through like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. There you go. Single mother is easier life to relocate. I am considering moving to Michigan and leaving my abusive family. Good for you. Get away from toxicity, brother. Rev wouldn't put bumpers. Rev's got all. He's got in his van. He's got bumper stickers inside. He's got them all up on the window or the roof. It's like, I love Gord. He's got a. I guarantee he's got a sticker that says "I love Gorditas." He's laughing. The girl from the gym shaved off her eyebrows and oh, that has got to be the worst. That's what they do. Was she Latina? Did I know of a home? I think so. My dad's in the building industry. I bet he knows. What would be his first name? I got a MGTOW sticker in the middle of my back window of my truck. I'm that slow, casual driver. No reason to speed and get a ticket and up your insurance. You're not going to get there, but maybe 4 seconds quicker. Silver Bullet 85 with Gary Busey and Corey Haim. Rest in peace to Corey Haim. I think he was probably taken out. She'll use your emotions to get control over you. Absolutely. I mean, I just think that's biology. I just think they use that because that's all they can do. She was a young white lady. Interesting. Rev's got in his van, he's got also a bumper sticker that says, "I brake for Gorditas." Don't you, Rev? Dragonfly tattoo are linked to sinister forces. Attaboy. See, red brick. If a man makes money, makes her his priority. If she makes money, she will say, "I don't need no man. I don't need no man. You won't pay $900 for my weave. I don't need no man." But she likes free meals from simps. She's using men so she can buy a G-Wagon. I cannot stand tatted eyebrows. Oh, that's the most disgusting. Absolute. I think if a woman gets a tattoo, it should be for a mastectomy where they're tattooing the nipple. I would go and I would recommend that. That is the only tattoo I think a woman should get. Or something that is so you cannot see it. Maybe on the inside of her foot. Maybe it's her name in Roman numerals, but I don't even like that. Or I would prefer that not be there. You know, Rev's got a picture and a poster of Kat Von D in his van too. And he's like, "Oh, I love her. She's got the greatest tattoos." But by the way, I didn't think Kat Von D was an unattractive woman. You know, she's been ran through, but man, you turn off the lights, you don't see any tattoos with her, right? That's what they do when they get mastectomies. They will tattoo the nipple on. And some of them I've seen. I mean, I was in a part of a medical world when I sold some of that stuff to those mastectomy stores. Post mastectomy, yeah, I'd seen that some of them look real from afar. Good tattoo artist. I break for Gorditas. You know where you can find Rev? If let's just say he's in the city somewhere, he's at some cantina taqueria. He's looking for he's actually meeting the cook in the back and saying, "Hey, can I hang out with your sister?" Because she's a Gordita. I've never heard a woman in my life who said I was abusive. It's always his fault, of course. Botox, frozen faces in delusional places. Well said. The lips, can't stand the lips, Nick. Me too. Who likes the Gorditas? I break for breakfast tacos. And Gorditas. Someone will be like, "Oh, you like the Taco Bell Gordita? Remember when they had the Gordita?" Never date a Scottsdale woman. She will take everything, says Timothy Kramer. Well said. Timmy Kramer, another OG. Honda, the Power of Dreams. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for being here. If she is saying he was abusive and negative, my kryptonite question to all women is, when he was so negative, why did you stay with him for 6 years and made 3 kids? That's the question I always have, Europe. What is a Gordita 4'11" Latina that's wider than she tall? As Greg Adams would say. With the big hoops. Rev's he also got a bumper sticker that says, "Bigger the hoop, bigger the Gordita." We love Rev. He's a good dude. I always wondered how that works, especially if a man starts asking, and gee, how was he abusive? Because I don't think they would expect so. Well, look, if you tell them, no, we're not going to buy a $90,000 Land Rover, you're abusive and controlling and abusive. They say Botox also, I did a video on it, Botox leads to potential depression and anger and anxiety issues based on the poison. Guys, it's poison in your face. Fillers. Are fillers meant to be in your lips, in your face? Do you think the human body likes having that shit in there? San Diego for 300, Timmy. Tramp stamp means open for business, says Red Brick. Well said. I can't understand why most men like feet. I hate seeing feet of women. Very few good-looking feet, but there are feet fetish men. I don't understand it. I like a nice face. The body's got to be well proportionate. Boobs, I can take them B cups, D cups, I don't care. Nice ass, nice curves. Nice long legs, I like as well. Do you want your sons to get houses when their careers get going or condos? Depends on where the market is, Mysterio. I don't know. Is home ownership going to be where it's at down the road as it was in the last 80 years? Who knows? It's going to be different, I think. Unless there's a significant... Well, I have to ask, what does Timmy Kramer think? He's our in-state, in-chat realtor. If he can get in on a good deal, that would be good. But geez, to buy a house today, especially out here, you can't find a starter home for under 500. We got Ozempic's another issue, guys. That shit's gnarly. Okay, who we got here? I got that GM 2500 suspension. Attaboy. Put him in the back, Rev. There was a young lady who worked at the gym with a big upper thigh tat. She randomly told me how she uses guys for free meals and drinks without putting out. Foodie to no booty. I asked this question when she is not stopping to talk negative about her ex. I wish every man in this world the best, but when I have a date, I don't want to hear something about her ex. Well said. Gorditas be annoying the most disrespectful, repulsive women. Well said. Men can live in a van with not a lot of stuff. Women cannot, so go get a van. Well said. Greg Terrible. Good tattoos cost money. I wonder how she... Absolutely. I'm sure there's a little bargaining in the back room, if you know what I mean. I can see the ankle, the calf, but feet. No feet for me. The knees seem weird. And the knees seem weird to who? Women today have become so materialistic that it's not worth it. Quite a few have. Again, 98% of women are not recommended, and the other 2% are also female. We see a lot of tattooed women out here too. Not probably as much as, say, Texas or Florida or, I don't know, New York. That's right. You got it for $306. You got a good deal on that, Timmy. Ozempic is the biggest crap and poison. Workout daily. Absolutely. Again, quick fix. Guys, there's no quick fix out there. Even coming out of a marriage or a relationship that's broken, there's no quick fix that it fixes. It's going to take you time. 1 month for every year you were with somebody is typically how long it takes. Been with someone 20 years, can take you 20 months to get over that pain. There's no quick fix. I mean, if anything, I think that probably the quickest fix for anyone's health is to fast. That's probably the quickest fix out there. Fasting and sauna. You'll see results within the first week. 20% down. No, that's not bad. 60K. It destroys their digestive system. Well said. It's you can take a pill and not eat. Come on. A house. I'm sure there's houses in like Detroit area for 17 grand. I knew a friend of mine back in the day, 10 years ago, bought like 5 houses for $50,000 and then sold them to did the basic minimum, put 5 grand into them and sold them for 30,000 a piece. Made a shit ton of money in like 2 months. Big Pharma, quick fix. Well said. Metal Gear. I got a tent gear and I'm slimming down when it comes to stuff plus some hard assets. Attaboy Chaos. Men are dropping out of the workforce. Women will be most affected. Yeah, we're seeing it now. Seeing it now, Nick. 2% most likely. Even the religious women want the big Arabic or Indian wedding with 2,000 guests. What a crap clown show. They just want attention, guys. Most women want to be brides because, they're brides. They're worshiped that day. You think the groom's worshiped? Everyone's laughing at the groom, thinking he has no idea what he's getting into. Now, I'm not anti-marriage. I don't recommend it. Not going to say that, but you might be right. Builder's name, Thomas Pearson. It depends on what, that sounds familiar. I have to ask my dad, JC. Girls with tats can't call guys vain or toxic. They can call guys whatever they want because remember, they trump it. Their emotions trump all. Inside your mouth tattoos. Now, apparently, the invisible tattoos are getting popular. That invisible ink. Have you heard about that? I don't like lip or cheek piercings. Ears, no problem. Ears are fine. I don't mind. You know what? Call me a little weird. I don't mind a little diamond stud in a woman's nose. I don't know. I've always liked that from high school. If that's all they have, I'm fine with that. Not that I prefer it, but if they had it and she was cute, I'd be okay with it. No nipple piercings, no clit piercings, very conservative ear piercings, not the whole damn conch up the ear. But well said. Come to Cali, I'll sell my chicken coop for $500,000. There you go. HR women, man, Red Brick, they are all the same. Man, stay away from them. Don't tell them anything. We want fast results. Your body's not working that way. Take your time, work out. Yeah, you know what? If you're, let's just say, Travis, he's on his 14-day fast. He's trying to lose quite a bit of weight. You don't eat an elephant in one bite. It's going to take you 6 months to eat that elephant. I'll sing Otto. Good to see our brother Otto in the chat. He knows a thing or two about foreign women. He married one. The bird of Hermes and a creature of chaos, banned from hell and purgatory, along with a restraining order, 9/10 of eternity from heaven. There you go. Inside the mouth. I've seen lips inside the gums tattooed. Like, dudes, get that? I mean, that's got to hurt like a mofo. Herbal medicine's another good stuff. Well said. I take care of myself. Fasting is the number one protocol. I work out 6 days a week, either biking. I do a lot of cross training. I worked out weights today, hit the sauna. Tomorrow I'm riding Park City. Thursday I'll walk. Friday I'll work out again at the gym. Saturday ride or I'll hike, and Sunday ride or hike every week. And then sauna. Try to eat well, but I don't really go crazy with eating. I try to eat 80% well, but I'm going to have a Snickers bar every now and again. I'm going to have a shake. I know my body. I know what I can get away with and what I can't. Every 5 months to check your weight, attaboy. All you have to look is your belt buckle. How does your belt fit? If your belt fits fine, you're doing great. If it's getting looser, even better. If it's getting tighter, not good. Oh, those bull nose piercing. I just can't stand it. And they wear the George Costanza glasses or the grandpa glasses. That drives me nuts too. You look stupid. It's almost as though these people today, a lot of these younger kids, it's like the uglier the better. You're 19 with a really thin mustache. You look like a dipshit. You're wearing grandpa glasses. You don't look good. You earn where you're at. That's a man's way, only way. Well said. Who? Greg. I also noticed that chicks with tats aren't humble. No, they're outspoken. They're not classy. They're not feminine. They're outspoken. They're masculine. I think a great thing that you say that. Not humble equals masculine. Would you agree with that? Lots of face tattoos, even men. They will regret it. Riding that bike every day is great too, brother. Denzel's 70, he rocks the Rockstar bald cut. He looks great. Black don't crack, right, Mysterio? Those black guys with their old shaved heads, they all look at Eddie Murphy. That dude hasn't aged since Raw or Saturday Night Live. That's a fog, Gus. Social media and her inner circle are the most important key factors. Who are brainwashing her? They are very connected to other ladies. Yeah, a lot of women circles out there that are trying to instruct women on the look. The Kardashians, the head Kardashian and Taylor Grift are the two leaders of that movement, right? Alucard, chaos, high power electromagnet use against the bull nose. It's just not attractive. Even I've seen 40, 45-year-old women with bull rings. Like, you're not 20. You look stupid. In Sedona over the weekend, barista in Starbucks was transitioning into a woman. Seen a few of those out here, Timmy. Now tattoo eyeliner. I've seen that. That might be acceptable if it's tasteful, but again, needle. And they do, I think, I've seen the tattoo eyeliner, yes. I think that's probably not a big deal because you probably really can't tell, but the eyebrows you can. Don't they do tattooed lips too? I want to say they do tattooed lips, I've heard. Even in a CAT scan and bill rings. There you go. Imagine what will happen if the electromagnet, we know what'll happen. That'll rip that nose off. I disagree, Brother Rad. I think Denzel and other actors look okay, but not great. Imagine if we had that money and the best nutrition. Well, I think they look a lot better than, I mean, there's something about the black skin that does pretty well if they take care of themselves. But I mean, maybe it's makeup. Who knows? Women age terrible. My sister's 19, looks almost 30. Men at 27 look like she's early 20. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of women age quicker because of their attitude. I think their attitude is their number one aging factor. Their attitude. They're masculine. I hate men. I hate life. I'm boss bitch. That shit's going to age you. Number two, all the alcohol head meds. That's going to age you. That number three, all of the getting ran through, caught carousel riding. And number four would have to be all of the Botox makeup, all that shit. But I think the attitude is the number one issue that ages women. Don't get any ideas to go to Thailand, Rev. Don't be part of the wolf pack. And it kills me. So many dudes sent for the tatted up Roma army. A bunch of you're a unicorn, your wifey. Guys have no, these, okay. These, the only thing I could say to that FJT is a lot of these kids, broken homes. The idea of them having a family is probably something that they definitely desire. They would like because they didn't have that. But yeah, they think they can be a better husband than their father and marry a better person than maybe their mother was. But they have no idea what they're getting into. You marry a broken woman from a broken family and you're from a broken family. What are the odds? I would love to see the statistics of a bride and groom who come from fatherless households. What do you think someone should Google that. I bet there's data out there. What I've seen now is women who are 18 got more body problems than a woman with 81. There you go, Europe. Processed food, another big factor of big ages. I found that closer to nature I eat, the better. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a lot older than I look. Then I shaved my face. They were shocked that I looked so young. Attaboy. That's what they say. They say that, Roland. Thailand's flooded with them. She is also an evil influencer. She'll say what you want to hear, so you are buying. Is she the one that does male content, masculine content from a woman's perspective? I don't listen to any of those women. They're not a man. They can see from the outside, but they're still not a man. They're still emotionally driven. Their brain is emotional. That's their biology. Why would anybody want to listen to a woman? And there are decent, I've seen a couple videos of someone highlighting female nature, like that one gal that put Scotty on. I can't remember. She's some blonde chick. And then there's that Pearl that she's 26. What does she know? Now, that's fine. She's highlighting the issues between men and women. But again, they don't have a penis. So I can't really take them serious. Water quality is important. Try to find water without fluoride. Fluoride impedes your amygdala, which is in charge of your natural DMT production, your third eye. Your shield is your beard, says Metal. Where did the mass craze for women tattooing start? So-called celebrities. Has to be. Big cult, yeah. That Holly weird is so weird. Anybody that wants to be famous has got to have something wrong with them. A fisher will not learn from a fish. Well said. Roma Army is like Pearl Thing. She's grifting, but personally. Interesting. They say Roma is red-pilled, and on top of that, she has released an adult X tape online. So, ooh, interesting. Remember Nola Girl? What happened to her? Greg, Lindsay Lohan is trying to erase her past when she was a lesbian Skittles whack job. Now she's trying to look like a virtuous Christian woman. I want to play with my amygdala. All her videos are like, yes, all men are right. Don't talk to men like that. Well, what's behind the curtains with Roma Army? What is she after? Does she really care what men think? Sloot is always a sloot. But I mean, you look at all these heroes in the YouTube manosphere, and then they fall. I mean, even some of these red pill content creators are running back to plantation. You know, they can't be without a woman. They can't fix their loneliness without a woman. They can't fix their own self-validation without a woman telling them to. They just don't have enough experience, and I feel bad for them. You know, what's the reality, right? So I notice it goes back all the way to 9/11. Could be. Timmy says women are chasers of the mighty dollar. Could be. Seems like gatekeeping is going to have to be. Well, we need to bring back all the shaming. Fame ages you. Look at Bam Margera. He aged quick. Oh, you know, I skateboarded with Bam late 90s, and that dude was sick. And I watch him now, and he's older. He's in his 40s. I think he was born in 82, so he's 43, 10 years younger than me. And yeah, he's off the addiction. He's gotten his life back together, but his skateboarding is nowhere near where it was. And a lot of 40-year-olds that were really big in the 20s. I mean, he was the biggest name out there. Element, him and Sheckler, but he was older than Sheckler. Sheckler was young. But Bam was the dude. And he should be a lot better than he is today. Could be a lot of the drugs messed his balance up. I'm not interested in women anymore. I don't hate them. I'm avoiding negative energy. If you're older, you will understand the value of peace. Guys, I got 30 more rotations around the sun. It'd be nice to spend it in peace, quiet, and freedom. I think that fasting is great. 2 times a week, 20 hours. Attaboy Mysterio. WNBA is putting up next to keep people from throwing self. I saw that. There's no such thing as the fast, easy buck. There is not. Ask Warren Buffett that one. For me, the segs was only value if she got a good personality. We had good moments, but if she gives me the bad 304 energy, bye-bye. The government says otherwise. Metal Gear published, says Metal Gear. There you go. Nothing more revolting than listening to females attempt to expose female nature, says Mighty and Strong. They just don't understand men. They understand themselves. I don't know. Do they understand themselves? Hard or soft tacos? I go 90% of the time soft taco. Otto says, me too, no interest in women now, just chaos and drama. Well, that's difficult. I mean, the modern day woman is a lot different than she was in the 90s. The internet, social media, the Botox, the toxins, the fillers, this idea, they all look the same. That's the problem. A lot of them have the same lips, the same fillers, the same Botox, the same, they're homogenous. They look the same. So guys, it's been a great stream. We'll see you on the next one. Check out all our good content creators. And remember, stay safe. 98% of men are funny. They want women, but they can't bang her for 1 minute straight. A lot of them are scared of them. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for being here, participating. Thanks for all my wrenches, and I'm out. Peace.